start recording. And let me share my screen. So let anybody just let me know when you see the screen. The first sharing of files, sharing the whole application screen, the entire window. Colin Randall, glad you saw that it easy. Okay. That's Miss Randall over there. She just spoke to me while I spoke to her about something. So can you see this different TV screens? Yes, no? Can anybody just say yes in the chat box? Okay, up here we. Thank you, sir. Right, we are 14 people and it's recording over there with that little red dot. So let's rock and roll. Unit 6 students, eh? Group ABC. Okay, I'm going to minimize my screen and let's go. And here is the solution part. Let me minimize that. And let's open up. This is exercise 6.2, 6.3, which is the forecast sheet, which I will do after 6.2. And the goal seek we can do last. So I'm going to do this data table over here with you guys. Because yes, this is a November question. And it is in the mock test if you watch the video. So that's the instructions, the questions. And that is the starter file, which I'm going to open up right now. And as you can see, I already used some highlight. I'm making the screen a bit bigger. So let me take that yellow stuff away just to prevent confusion and say no color and save it. And let me open up no, that's the claim forms. Okay. And let me open up the starter file. All right. And let me make the screen a little bit bigger for you when it opens. Is it opening? Here we go. It's coming. I say. Okay, which I already worked out already on the previous video recording. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to take that color away over there. And I'm going to take that, and that color stays the same. There's a reason for that. So anyway, students, and let me take this away as well. All right. Why is this still showing here? I say, and this to share your screen. I'm just going to move that over there. So anyway, students, this is the scenario. We are at CPUT and we have a stationery store, but we need to determine what our total profit and the number of stationery and units that we're going to determine when we receive or multiplying it with this percentage over here. So if you see this list of percentages over here, that amount, and that amount should be the same. So I'm going to say yellow, yellow, and another yellow over there. Why? Because I'm going to say green color. Why green? 80 and 80. 80 and 80. Can you see? So in other words, if we're going to calculate our highest value of the unit profit and our lowest value of our unit profit, we are working on an 80% ratio. We can work on a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever percent. And by determining that, students, we use what one calls a data table, which we find in the data tab. And we move into the what if scenario tab. And we look at that thing at the bottom over there called the data table. So we're going to get to that part. As you can see, goal seek is also in the what if analysis. Scenario manager is when you're going to do AIS. Now with that lady that texted me, Karen Randall, earlier on, this is AIS second year work. Unit 6.3 is the forecasting sheet, which is that one over there. So in the exam, when you see this type of question, let's move him somewhere there, okay? Then you know, use a data table function based on the column. You have a row and you have a column. We're only focusing on the one variable based on column. So each month, the stationery increases by 10%. So in other words, where we are, yeah, that one over there, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, every month it increases. So say for example, we are in the August month. Are we in the scenario? Writing pads, whatever, they don't say it. And the August month represents an 80%. I'm just using it. And the lowest value is 20%. That was probably February, March. We need to determine what our unit profit will be when we range on 80%, or even what it was on 20%, 30%, 40%, because every month it increases. That's the purpose. That's the outcome of why we use the data table scenario on column to determine what value in rands where we will stand. So what if, can you see? What if we are on the 80%, what will my value approximately be with regards to the unit total profit? So how are we going to start here? Let's read question 1. In J5, determine the highest unit by multiplying it with the percentage provided in cell F5. That 80%. In other words, they want me to say 80 times 80 for the highest and 10 times 80 for the lowest value. Because we surmise or assume it's already on 0. Because every month it goes up on a 10%. So, here we go. Is equal to straightforward multiplication, and you do not need to use absolute referencing because we're not going to autofill values. We're just determining one value. Is equal to 80. Click on it. Star for multiplication times the 80%. And we're going to get a value. Enter. 64 Rand. For the highest unit profit value. The highest unit profit value is 64 Rand. Now we're going to determine the lowest unit profit value by multiplying the 10 with the 80%. So again, straightforward, is equal to 10 times the 80%. Enter. So far, so good. But now, here's the trick. We need to determine the total profit. So what do we do now? This is already question 3. We did that one, the highest value. And we did this one, the lowest value. Now we need to determine the total profit highlighted in yellow. I used yellow. Only reason why I chose yellow, because blue, the formula you can't see so nicely in blue. So I chose a different color. But it's exactly the same like the solution. Right. So what are we going to do now to determine the total profit? A little bit of bomb-dash mathematics, where we're going to use brackets. Now, we're going to multiply that 64 Rand by that 80% for the highest, and we're going to add also by multiplying the 8 times the 80%. So in other words, let me write it out over here. 64 times 80% in brackets. I'm first writing it out for you here. And we're going to, that's for the highest value. And then we're going to add it also to the lowest value by saying the 8 Rand. Multiply by the 80%. And we're going to close brackets. All right. So I'm just going to highlight that. Center, bold, italics. And I'm going to give it a completely different color called orange. In other words, this is the formula that I'm going to use in here now. And the question reads, in cell J8 total profit by multiply the highest number of the stationary products with the highest unit profit plus multiply the lowest stationary with the lowest profit. Highest, that, with that, and lowest, that, with that. We're going to multiply, and we're going to add that two values together, which goes something like this. Is equal to, shift open brackets, 64 times the 80. Close brackets, like I've got it written out here. Plus the 8 rand times the 80%. But what did I forget? I forgot my bracket, so I'm just going to shift close, and I'm going to click my mouse over there and shift open. Right. So what it does, this over here is that part over there, and that part over there is that part over there. This is probably the most important part of this exercise. And I'm going to go to the end, and I'm going to say enter. So it's wrong. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I did not read my question. They spoke about number of stationery items multiplied by the unit profit. They spoke nothing about percent. I did that for a reason. Stationery items with the highest profit plus multiplying the lowest number of stationery items with the lowest profit. And I'm going to make that highest in green again. So what did I do wrong? Right back to my data file. Take that away. It is not 64 rand times 80%. It is 64 rand times 80. And 8 times 10. That times that plus the highest that times that. It's got nothing to do with a percentage. Let's do it again and delete. So basically, what am I saying? We use the percentage first to determine the unit profit for the highest and the unit profit for the lowest. Now they want us to determine the total profit of the number of stationaries times the unit profit and the number of stationaries for the lowest value times the unit profit. So this is what it is equal to, shift open brackets, 80 times the 64 rand, close brackets, plus 10. Again, mistake. Shift open brackets, 10 times the 8, or 8 times the 10, or 64 times the 80. Either way, because multiplication is multiplication. You're multiplying that with that highest value, and you're multiplying the 10 with the 8, or the 8 with the 10 for the lowest value. Close my brackets. Let's see now. We should get 5,200. Enter. Does that make sense now, people? 80 times 64 and 10 times 8, or 8 times 10, or 64 times 80 for the highest, in other words, highest plus lowest. Home, open brackets. Not that home. Double click. There, center, bold, italics. Highest of the stationery times unit profit, lowest of the stationery and the unit profit. Right. So that is question 3's part. Now they want us to link that 5,200 into that value over there, which I already did. So I'm going to delete it, and I will do it again. Is equal to, straightforward. I click on the 5,2 and press enter, like we link the subtotal values over to another sheet. It's the same process. We're just linking it on the same sheet. Enter. Oh, it already worked it out because I did this exercise before. Now I'm going to delete this, because now I need to do the data table part to show you how I got that over there. I just undo it. So I'm going to redo it and say, this is where you're at the moment in your question. Now, Here's the part. Highlight, okay, we did that part over there, green. Select and highlight cells D10 to 19. Now we're going to use the data table on the column. Not the row, the column and the percentage. And the percentage, that percent gets involved. So step 1, highlight D10 to E19. That's step number 1. You click and you shade in with your mouse. Right? That's step 1. Step 2, data tab, what if analysis. And we click on data table. Now this little box appears over here, students. Sorry, what was the question? Not on row, on column. Not on row, on column. Used to determine using the one variable column and the percentage, which is 80%, found in F5. So what do I do now? We there, we selected, we want the column. Column is values. So if I click, see, I place my cursor in that there. Can you see it flashing? The input cell, it's flashing. And I click on that 80%. And when I say OK, these values over here will automatically calculate up what 20% values were, what the 30%. Now check the catch. When we get to 80%, it should be 5,200 because we calculated it on the 80% over there. And when I click on OK, voila. What did I say? 52, 52, 52, based on the 80, 80, 80, 80%. So in other words, say we call this the August month. Now we can determine what's going to happen in September if every month the percent goes up by 10%. So 80 plus 10 is 90%. So my value of profit will be approximately 5,850 in the September month. And 100% will be probably in the October month. But they wanted us only to calculate on the 80%. So that, and that is correct. Students, that is your data table using the column feature on the one variable in this exercise based on 80%. So let's recap again. What did we first do? Step 1. We needed to determine the unit profit by multiplying 80% with the 80. There's it over there. I6 with the F6. Then we needed to determine the lowest unit profit by multiplying the 10 with the 80 to get the 8 Rand. Right. So we got that part covered. Now we need to determine the total profit, which was that value over there, by saying 80 times the 64 Rand, which is this part here, for the highest, plus 10 times the 8 Rand for the lowest. We punched in the formula and we got a total of 5,200. Right. We linked that 5,200 to that cell over there. If I click on there, link. Can you see? It's linked. Right. Once we got to that part, we selected and shaded in everything. We went to data tab. We went to what if analysis. We clicked on data table. We clicked on the column input row and we clicked on that percentage. And we said, OK, and it automatically calculated these values up for me. I'm going to cancel because I can't do it again. It's already in the formula. It's already done. It automatically added up these values or calculated these values for me. And I'll click on cancel. So if I click on here, check the formula. Now, this formula you can't type out. This formula you need to use this feature. It's important. Students, that's your data table. This is your 8 to 10 marks in your exam. Let's see. Highest profit, multiply percentage. Let's call it 2 marks. Cell 6, the lowest, another 2 marks. Determine the highest. 2 and 2 was 4. So 4 and 2 was 6 and 2 was 8. Right. Shade in link. Maybe another mark, 9. Then we use the data feature on the column 10, 11. Maybe another 2, 3 marks. This can be a 10 to 12 mark in your final exam. And this is how your solution will look like. That's your data table, people. Nothing stressful. Watch the video again. And the previous video that I did. All right. So that is the one exercise of 6.1.2 of data tables. Let's see, pardon, if there are any questions. Please do it again, which I did do. So can you please repeat number 6, which I did do. So I'm going to do that again for you now. One last time. I'm going to do this whole thing over. Take that away. Delete. Delete. Everything else is deleted. Step 1. We need to determine the unit profit. Straightforward is equal to 80 times the percent. Enter. We need to determine the lowest is equal to the 10 times the 80%. Enter. Now we need to determine the total. This PC over here, where we're going to say what? Is equal to shift open brackets. I'm going to multiply my 80 with my 64 and close brackets for the highest value plus I'm going to open brackets. I'm going to multiply the 10 times the 8 for the lowest value. Close my brackets, which is this piece over here, and enter. Right, I'm going to delete that. So, and I'm going to delete these values here. So they ask us next, link that 5,200 to cell E10 is equal to, click on the 5,2, click only on the 5,2 and enter. Right, you got that part right. Now they want us to select this little table to determine now the variable on column for each percent. Data tab, what if analysis, data table. We move it up a bit, not in the row, because we only focus the question, ask us only on the column. Go back there on the column. You click in that box. You click on that box over there. You don't type in anything. You just use your mouse and you click on it. And then you click on that 80% over there. And then I say, okay, or enter, and automatically the values will be shown over here. And voila. That's your data table, people. That's it. Any more questions? That should be covered. Right. There we got it, all the questions. Using the one variable feature and the percentage, which is the 80%. Okay. Let's see. So I can repeat. Okay. So I repeated it. Let me have a small sip of my coffee here. My throat. Right. Now we're going to do the forecasting sheet. Let's exit. And let's exit. And let's exit. Minimize my screen. Exit this. Exit that. Claim forms. And we're going to go to that exercise over there. Double click. Instructions. Okay. This is this is not difficult. And the starter file. Which I already worked out here. So I'm going to delete the sheet. Let me see. That's another example. There we go. I'm going to delete sheet 3 because I did this exercise already. I'm going to delete sheet 2 because I did this exercise already. But this is how it's going to look. This is your solution. And I delete it. Right. We are running a Spur branch. Everybody knows Spur. Or a small, medium enterprise, or with any business. And they want us to determine, what do you notice already happening here, students? What do you see happening here? In my mind, the values are getting less and less, and a little bit up, and a little bit up, then it drops, then it drops, then it drops. So from 18, 18, 17, a little bit up, 18, 18, and then all of a sudden 16, 15. So I see a trend where it's like it's running down. I see a trend of sales every day. This is your daily. On the 1st of April, 2nd of April, right down to the 25th of April, the values are getting, let me just see, less, less, less. I'm just using it. Can you see? There's a little trend, a line. Less, less, and less. You see, there's a trend, a line that every day we are not making more profit. The profit or the daily sales is getting slightly lesser and lesser and lesser and lesser as we go along, as the month continues from the 8th till the 25th. So you can see a trend happening here. Let me just know, Phil. I was just using that as an example. Right. Shade in the cells. Create the forecast sheet. Selecting the start date. Actually, the start date is from the 8th. But I use the 9th because in terms of what? The values we don't have from the 9th to the 25th. So they want us to create a forecasting sheet to determine what our value will be by the end of, or say, the 25th of April. The average per month value. That's basically what they're asking. The average, where's that word? Average option using a line chart, what the average will be per month or per day. So, step 1. Here we go. Not the heading. I said it in the previous. Select cells A2 to B27. Because this over here, people, is just a heading and it's in mail merge. We need to determine the date and the daily sales that we make every day when we work at Spur from the 1st till the 25th. But we already got a little bit of data over here, but we need to determine this PC over here. And I'm just going to make that yellow. Right. So step 1. Select the values from the date all the way down to the end, till the 25th. From the 1st, including the subheading date, to the 25th. Right, we got that part. Step 2, again, data tab. Forecast sheet. Right. But I want us to use the line and the bar. But in the first example, they want us to use the line chart. But now, here it gets tricky. Options. That's the end date. That's the start date. Now, let's see. From the 9th. No, that's the end. That means the 25th. The start is from the 8th or 9th onwards, which is fine. Using the aggregate average. Where's that question? Determine the aggregate average, aggregate duplicate option. Let's take that over there. Aggregate duplicate using the average, not the count, not the min, not the max. They want us to use the average from this end date, the 25th, to the start date of the 8th. In other words, from here, the 8th, all the way down to the 25th. That's it, students, and you press enter. Now watch when we click on create or enter. This sheet is going to jump to a new sheet. You see, we're in sheet 1. You're going to have another new sheet over here. And I click on create. Voila. Can you see sheet 2? What do they say now? Rename sheet 2. which we all can do, and adjust and position so that it fits in G2 to Q26. Where we now? Not that. Undo, redo, Q, G2 to something to O, or Q to O, 26. I'll scroll back to O, 26. Students, that is your forecasting sheet. And like I said, look what's happening here. Didn't I say the values are running lesser and lesser by the day, by the day? What is it? 15, 15, 14, 14, 13, 13, 12, 12, 11, 11. The values are getting less and less. Same day and the same day. So by the 25th, our profit on a daily sale we'll make, which will be around about 9.5 for the daily sales. For the upper will be 14. For the lower, it will be 4. So 14 plus 4 is 18. And the average of 18 divided by 2 is 9. Make sense? The average, the lower, is approximately 4,000. The highest upper will be about 14. But if we're going to determine the average, we will range on about 9,400. So that is another forecasting, predicting what sales we will make in this example on the 25th of April. That is your forecasting sheet, people, and now they want us to do exactly the same, but not using the line. Watch, everything is shaded in. Let's click away. Let's shade it again. Step 1, forecast, but not a line. They want us to use a bar, but also options from the end date, which is the 25th, and the start date, which is the 18th. The 8th. Also aggregate using the average, or the highest or the lowest, but in this case they want us to use the average over there. And again, this thing will jump again to a new sheet. And let me click on create. Voila. Let's see now. There's again. Hold it. Can't we move this a little bit? Okay. That's our average. That's our lowest. It does it for me. So this is using the bar chart version or the column chart. What is it called? Sorry. The same example using the column version or the line version. So any one of these two will come in the exam. You just need to make sure you select the right chart. That's it. And obviously they want us to rename this and to rename that, and you guys can rename it. Right click, rename, April line chart. I don't know what it's called. What did they ask us to here? Let's see. Oh, April line forecast. Rename. Forecast. Let's make that a capital F. And this one will be right click, rename the April column forecast. And let's make that a capital C. There we go. And we click away. That's your forecasting sheet, students. This is what? Selecting, creative for selecting. That's one. Because you need to select the right details, including the date and daily sales. So that's 2 marks. Then you create it using the dates, another 2, 3, 4 marks. Using the average, not the min, not the max, the options. Selecting the right start date and selecting the right end date. This can be about 6, 7 marks all in all. And renaming it another mark. Yeah, about 7, 8 marks. This is your Forecasting sheet, November exam, students, November exam, November exam, November exam. Just like in the mock test. That's it, students. And obviously the last one that we did, let's exit. Which was the assignment? Let's exit. Let me exit. Goal seek. We might as well do it. We are here. Come on, open up. There we go. Double click. That's the questions. Like we did in class. And double click for the starter file. Right. Oh, let me just see something. This was already calculated. In other words, I need to get the starter file. So what was the original value? This is your answer. That's your answer. So what was the original value? So, okay, I'm going to use this now. Exactly the same. But it is 20. Sorry, that is the starter file. So basically, what do they want us to do in this goal seek? We need to seek a goal. We need to, if we want to increase our net profit over there, how much sale or turnover do I need to make in order for me to get a net profit of 25 million? That's basically the question in a nutshell. I want to determine a new net profit of 25 million, but what do I need to do to achieve, to seek? What's my goal? 25 million. What do I need to do in order for me to get to that 25 million? I need to maybe make more sales in this example. For the number of sales turnover to be sold to obtain a net profit of the 25 million over there. So basically, back to my starter file. Let's see. Here we go. Step 1. We don't touch anything on this table. We go straight to goal seek. Data tab, what if analysis, in the middle, goal seek. So I need to set what cell? My net profit cell, which in this case is D13, over there. And I want to change that value, which we're going to type in manually on your keyboard, of 25 and million. So how many notes? 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? By changing what? By changing that net profit, that sales turnover there, to determine how much new sales I need to make in order for me to get to my 25 million. So I click in there and I click on that 10 million over there, or 10,000 over there. And when I say, okay, let's see what happens. Voila. So what is this thing telling me? In order for me to get a new net profit of 25 million, I need to sell 12,000. From my 10,000, I need to sell whatever products I'm selling to the value of 12,495 in order for me to achieve a 25 million net profit. People, that is goal seek. That's 3-4 marks, easy peasy. Assignment 1. Assignment 2. That's it, students. So for this, and I click on OK, and obviously you save, but I'm not going to save now because it's the starter file. And I exit. So what am I saying, students? For these 3 Unit 6 exercises, we're looking at 12, say plus 6 is 18, plus another 3, 4. We're looking at 22 marks in your final exam. Between 20 and 22 marks is your goal seek, your data table with a variable using the column, and your forecasting sheet. That's it, students. That's your Unit 6, done and dusted. I did this before, I did it again. Is there any questions on your side, guys? You know subtotals, you know substitute, you know your absolute referencing, percentages, linking. You guys got that covered. A waterfall chart. Okay, unit 5. Let's see. That might not well come in the exam, but let's have a look at it. Minimize my screen. Let me go into my flash drive, exit. Minimize, waterfall, double click. Flash drive, 2024, units of learning, X6 units, exercise 5. And let's see here. That is what the one you're talking about over there. And I'm going to copy this exercise. Let's just see. Copy it, minimize, and paste him on the desktop. So just give it a couple of seconds. Okay, let's see what they want us to do here in this exercise. Double click. Open up the starter file. There's the solution. Open up the instructions and open up the starter file. Where we now there? Where we now? Which one is it? Okay, exit and exit. We're working here and the starter file. Okay, let's see. Just give it a couple of seconds to open up. Right though. Let's see what they want us to do. Open the hardware, blah, blah, blah. Select the data as follow. Oh, they only want us to select that quarter over there. Can you see it shaded so in gray? From B3. Is it the headings included? Or G6 to G6? Let me just see B2 or B3. Maybe they want us the headings included. Quarter, cupboards, whatever. What does that? Hinges, whatever. Create a waterfall, change to style, change to layout, vertical axis. Let's see. Oh, it will look like this. Is that what it should look like at the end of the day? Okay, let's have a look. The most important thing here is to select the correct information. So back to my starter file. Is it including that? And we select up to there, to G6. Maybe it's 2 or maybe it's 3. Maybe it's a typing error. Let me just see. G or B2. Can you see number 2 there? Okay. What do they want me to do? Create a waterfall. Insert. Charts. What type of charts? Click on that little menu over there. Recommended charts. All charts. Let's go find it. Let's go find it. There we go. That's my waterfall over there. And, okay. Right. But now why is, oh, it's running from the bottom up. It's running from the bottom up. Okay, cool. No, so far so good. Now let's see what else do they want us to do here. Question, sorry. Create a waterfall chart. We did that right now. We found the right one. Change the start to style, chart, styles, number 1, 2, 3. Right, we select 3. That's that one. Let's go to the quick layout view, and they want us to choose layout number 5. Over there. On my left-hand side, layout 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is that one over there. Quite. So that's my layout number 5. Hi, but are you okay with something for supper? Are you okay with something for... Oh, my sister. I'm hungry. She knows. I'm just going to type here quickly. Busy in class. Quick chat soon. That's my sister. Send. All right. Sorry, students. Rename the vertical axis of the chart to values and rename the horizontal part to items. So, okay, horizontal horizon. That runs from left to right, and that runs from up to down or down to up. Vertical values. So let's see. That chart over there, that part, they want me to double click inside over there and type the word values and go to end and backspace. All right. And they want us, there's the horizontal axis part. They want us to type the word items. I click in the box, or I double click in there and I type the word items. So far so good. Let me just see something. Can't we make this a little bit bigger? You can see it bigger. Say. So I use the word items as a horizontal axis and I type the word values as a vertical axis. I'm just making it big for you to see. You know what I'm saying? So from there to there. So you can just see it a little bit bigger. Right, what else? So that too was done. Change the color of the runner's bar to yellow. In other words, the last one, change only the runner's bar column. In other words, the runner's bar. That we click or we right click on that bar, students. Let's see what say format data series. Let's say fill with color. And we're going to fill it. And what color? It's a solid fill or any fill. But what color we're going to choose? We're going to choose the color number yellow. But wait, they only want us to fill in that last one, not all of them. So let's exit here and let's go to undo. Click only on him. Can you see the others are blurred out now? If I click away, they shine. They're all dark blue. If I click on him and I click again, they blurred out. And I right click on him, meaning I only want to apply. There's a fill right there. Even a shortcut. Let's see what they say now. Yellow. Now, how's that, students? I click on that yellow on that bar and I click away. All the others are blue and that one is yellow. Because I only want the runners one to turn to yellow or change the color to yellow. Adjust position the chart to J2 to P16. Okay, let's make him smaller and let's push him up J2 to what 16? P, ABC, the end of P, and we're rolling on and we go a little bit up over there. All right. What else is there? 16. Rename and save. That's it. And here's it. So we change it to items. We change values. We right clicked on here and we filled with color. And we changed the color from blue to yellow. And these were blurred out. We chose the waterfall chart. We changed the style of this chart to 3. And we changed the layout of this chart to layout number 5. And there it is. That's it. But the most important part, what did we do? We selected the correct information. Click and drag with your mouse. But now what if they want us to select quarter number 2 as well? Now I place my finger on the control key and I select that part over there too. And I maybe want to choose a different type of, okay, let's use waterfall again. On that down arrow over there, that's a menu. I click on all charts and I go to waterfall and let's see what the waterfall tells us now. The playbook changes, students, because what did I do? I selected this bottom information and the top information from there. Hold on. Yeah, missed call. I selected that information there and I selected that information there. But I forgot to put my finger on the control key, which I'm going to do now, and I select it again over there. So that's just another way. I'm showing you how we can select 2 information and create a chart. They just wanted us to select this information in this exercise over there, which is this one over here. All right, that is your waterfall charts. Exit, save, exit. What else? Students, that is you will get a simple pie that I know of and bar. They're not going to go waterfall, but it's good for you to know for the future. It's good for you to know in the real world. It's good for you to know when you do presentations. It's good for you to know when you're going to show your manager one day what sales what quarter information was received and how much turnover was made, and you can show it in a pie chart, you can show it in a bar chart, you can show it in a column chart, you can show it in a waterfall chart, all those type of things. Is there anything else, students? It's 10 to 6. We can call it a day because Unit 6 is the most important one. Unit 5 is charts, and obviously Unit 4 is your subtotals, your absolute referencing, your substitute, your concatenate, your totaling and linking of values, everything. And your if statement. Don't get confused. If they say something and is equal to something, then that is what they want. If they say if something is just more than that, that is what they want. Same for less than. And is equal to. Same for less than only. Watch out for those things. And obviously, you get the today's date. That's the straightforward today. Then you get the other today, which is equal to today plus say 10 extra days. Then you also get the other today, which is the text today. Right? Comma, inverted commas, and they want you to, poor connection, others will blah, 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 blah. They want you to maybe use the year format with a hyphen, the month format with a hyphen, and the day format. Close my inverted commas and close my brackets. Enter. So watch out for those 3 today's dates. Anything else, people? Then I think we're good. Status, settings. Yeah, I think the pickup is a bit bad. If there's no other questions, then we can call it a day, guys. Maybe on the 7th, maybe, depending. No? Yeah. We can do a little bit of the same work again just to prep you. You did receive the scope and outcomes. Don't forget your chapter 1, 2, and 3 theory of your April exams and June exams. Go through those questions. There's ChatGPT to help you. Define database marketing. Talking about ChatGPT. New tab. Let me just see something. Where is it now? Where is it now? Where is it now? There. Check it out. Log in on my Google account. I'm in. And my email address is that one with my password. And I click. And I continue. And what is my password? I think it's that. Let me just see. Yes, it is. All right, students, I am in ChatGPT coming up shortly. How can we help you? How do you like that? So, define what database marketing is. And the word define, spell it correct. Enter. And check what's going to happen here. ChatGPT, give me the answer in a nutshell. This is, you can even download it on your cell phone. But this will not be allowed in exam. This is information to help you with your answers. You still need to write it out of your head. And the most important, in your own words. And if you can if you can provide an example, you may do so. The key components: data collection, segmentation, blah, 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 blah. Students, this is your ChatGPT. And what's the most important thing here? The link of your reference where you found it. So if I copy this, right? Check it out. And I go into Google. Let me just see something. www.google.com. And I type in that link over there, I copy it and paste, and I press enter. There's ChatGPT again. And I'm going to copy that link in here now. Paste it in there. And I'm going to see that. That's the problem I have with ChatGPT, because that is the link I use to get this information. But now I go back into ChatGPT and I type the link in there and it's not giving me the information. No, it's not helpful. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Let me exit. This is how you use ChatGPT, which is part of artificial intelligence, your AI. That's going to help you a lot with theoretical work in the future. And I'm going to log out. Log out of ChatGPT. But that is the website that you go into, and that is where you log in and you can sign up or register with ChatGPT. And I use my Gmail account, for example. And I exit, and we're back here. Students, have a good week. Study well. Good luck for your exams. You will be fine. Remember to be seated. We write on 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock on the 8th of November. Be seated by 1:15 for the latest. Check your seating arrangements. That will come from the faculty office. Check that you're sitting in the right lab and the class list that your name is on there. If your name is not on there, you notified either me or one of the invigilators on duty. We will find a place for you to write in one of the labs. Watch your time. Watch your time. Watch your time, students. 3 hours fly. What else is there? Save correctly. Rename your zip file correctly. Rename your test files correctly. What must you upload? You must upload your theory answer sheet, because you're going to type the answers on a theory sheet given to you. You must save and rename your Excel test file. You must save and rename your Access file, because you're going to import something from Excel and you're going to export something from Excel into Access. And those are the 3 files that you rename and save correctly on your desktop, not in my downloads, not in my documents. You copy and paste it and you extract the information from your desktop. And you zip on your desktop and you upload, submit on Blackboard from your desktop. Take care, guys. Is there any questions? You can WhatsApp me. You can email me. You know I am available. But don't text me 11 o'clock at night. I might be sleeping. Okay, guys. Let's stop the recording. So the hour is